I am of the firm opinion that the concept of a citizen developer has been dramatically oversold, and is also a little bit dangerous. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on citizen developers and that framing for automation.
I haven't figured it out yet. We had a COE, so we had like a couple of people that were doing all the robots, and they were responsible for it, and for the governance, and for maintaining them, and for everything that went wrong. So that was our model.
Yeah.
We did have some vendors that was okay, everybody can be an RPA specialist, blah blah. And I'm like, okay, but what if John leaves and the robot goes wrong?
Yep.
So I wasn't happy with that thing. On the other hand, I think people on the floor, on the Gamba, on the shop floor, they really know what's going on.
Yes.
So how do we capture that knowledge? So I was I hadn't decided yet. So I was leaning towards the governance part, because yeah, if people leave, and back in the day, I had a guy that wrote a macro, and then the millennium turned, and the macro stopped working, right? So this is old school, right? This is really old.
That's great.
So, but I don't know. I think the governance part is important. The maintenance part is important. I really like everybody on the shop floor to be thinking about how to improve.
Yeah.
And be able to do something about it, because I think that's even more important, that they have the tools to improve their daily life. My concern is, how do we keep this in check? How do we make sure that stuff keeps running after 5 years, or after 3 years, or even next week?
Right. Yeah.
So it's not a yes or no answer. Sorry.
No, it doesn't have to be. And one of the things that you highlighted was that having the right people with the right knowledge build the automation makes it much quicker to do. Now, those people could leave, or they could stop being interested in that role, and whatever it is, right? And then the danger is that automation they built, which is good and everyone likes it, has become business critical. And that's the place where, so I think it's okay that you gave a yes and no answer. I think it's actually both and, like, in a lot of ways, you want to have the freedom for people to start automating, especially that low-hanging fruit. But at the point where it does become business critical, everyone has to be eyes wide open and say, like, okay, this now needs to fit into a framework. It needs to be resilient. We need to have a dev region, a prod region, whatever it is. We have to eventually, if it really is that important, you just have to treat it in a grown-up way.